Bushehr under fire, as US and Israel flirt dangerously with the edge of nuclear catastrophe. A third strike in 10 days. Trump and Netanyahu now openly stress-testing Iran's red lines. The nuclear watchdog sounds the alarm yet again, but Israel's war machine shows no sign of slowing. The IRGC says the gloves are off, warning the next Iranian response won't be just an eye for an eye. Tehran hints Dimona could be next, putting Israel's secret nuclear base squarely in the crosshairs. Tension surged overnight as Iran confirmed that a projectile struck near the Bushehr nuclear power plant, raising alarm across the region. The strike, reportedly the third in just 10 days, was blamed on US and Israeli military operations, according to Iranian officials. The International Atomic Energy Agency said the impact caused no casualties and no damage to the nuclear facility or surrounding areas. Bushehr, Iran's only operational nuclear power station located on the Gulf Coast, houses sensitive nuclear material, making it a critical energy and security site. IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi called for restraint, warning that further incidents could lead to a major radiological accident with regional consequences. It is important to note that Iran jointly operates the Bushehr nuclear power plant with Russia's state nuclear corporation, Rosatom. In recent days, Iran reportedly evacuated some staff from the facility as a precaution, highlighting growing safety concerns, according to Al Jazeera. Meanwhile, Israel is said to have struck multiple civilian and industrial facilities, including some of Iran's largest steel plants, further escalating tensions. Targets of these strikes reportedly included the Kondab heavy water facility, the Ardakan yellowcake production plant, and several power stations in Isfahan. Isfahan Governor Mehdi Jamalnejad confirmed that 25 workers were killed and that the affected plants suffered major damage from the attacks. The IAEA emphasized that there was no increase in off-site radiation after Israel struck the yellowcake facility, signaling that the nuclear material remained secure. Iran condemned the attacks, describing the targeting of peaceful nuclear sites as a blatant violation of international norms. This development comes as President Trump said the US would hold off on further attacks on Iranian energy sites until April 6. Officials warn that if such incidents continue or intensify, they could endanger critical energy infrastructure and global security at large. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has vowed that Israel will pay a heavy price for recent strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. Meanwhile, IRGC Aerospace Chief Majid Mousavi warned both Israel and the United States that Iran's response would go far beyond a simple eye for an eye. Earlier, Iran had threatened to target Israel's nuclear sites and US power plants in the Gulf as part of its planned retaliation. Reports indicate that Israel's Dimona facility, which houses the country's main nuclear base, has already been struck at least 3 times in recent days by Iranian attacks. Majid Mousavi said, and I quote,
"You tested us once before. The world has once again seen that you yourselves started playing with fire and attacking infrastructure. This time, the equation will no longer be an eye for an eye. Just wait."
Bushehr gives external powers leverage over Iran without hitting military nuclear targets. Any damage could trigger a nuclear accident with worldwide consequences. Attacks show Iran's heartland and vital facilities are within reach. Compromising Bushehr could ignite a broader Middle East conflict. Major nations are forced to respond because nuclear safety is at risk. Strikes could destabilize power supplies and threaten key maritime trade. Russian involvement adds international oversight and strategic complexity. Hours after the recent attacks, Iranian MP Ibrahim Razoui declared that the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, has become meaningless. Razoui argued that the treaty has failed to protect Iran's nuclear facilities from Israeli and American strikes, undermining its core purpose. He added that international agreements have been completely disregarded as attacks on Iran's nuclear sites continue unabated. The Iranian lawmaker also criticized the IAEA for failing to condemn the attacks, accusing the agency of applying double standards. Rizori emphasized that despite mounting pressure, Iran still has no intention of building a nuclear bomb. He further noted that the United States has exited dozens of international organizations without facing any real consequences. Calling the current situation a turning point, Rizori declared on social media platform X that it is now time to exit the NPT. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi refuted rumors of any ongoing negotiations with the United States regarding the nuclear program.
I declare with absolute certainty that there are no negotiations or talks with the American side. However, for a few days now, the American side has started sending various messages through different intermediaries, with messages being delivered through our friendly countries, and we, in response, announce our positions or give the necessary warnings. This is neither called negotiation nor dialogue, nor anything. It is simply an exchange of messages through our friends. We reiterated our principal positions in this exchange of messages and, in some places, issued warnings. Regarding attacks on infrastructure, we gave strong warnings. They were forced to back down from what they called a 48-hour deadline, and now they have given a larger, longer-term deadline. This was primarily due to the firmness of our armed forces, the strong stance taken by the armed forces, and the warnings issued through media and diplomatic channels to the other side that if they enter this war, it may not have an end and will bring a disaster to the entire region, which is not in anyone's interest. The exchange of messages through friendly countries or through various individuals. This is neither called talks nor negotiations. It has existed, and ideas have been put forward. Now, I saw that in one or two posts, they called it something like 15 articles or such things, presenting these in the form of various ideas, all of which have been conveyed to the highest authorities in the country, and if a position needs to be taken, it will definitely be determined. Our policy at the moment is to continue resistance, to continue defending the country. We have no plans for negotiations, and no negotiations have taken place until now. This war is neither Iran's nor America's war. It is Israel's war. It was Israel that supposedly dragged America into this war, and the people of America and the region are paying the price. In my opinion, the positions of Europeans are very much worth studying on this matter. They all claimed and still claim to be against this war, against the continuation of this war. But in practice, they haven't been willing to condemn the invasion and the aggressor. They have shown that Europe is really no longer a major player in the international arena. Peace through power, through force. What does this mean? It means that I will achieve the peace I want through force. It means that force is dominant. And this is another expression of the law of the jungle. Whoever has more force will impose a peace that they think is good for them. And in reality, they are taking the world in a direction where all countries will conclude that they must only have force and power, or else they will be trampled upon. The enemy that was seeking our unconditional surrender is now talking about negotiations, requesting negotiations, and mobilizing its highest-ranking officials to come and negotiate with the Islamic Republic. This means accepting defeat.
این یعنی پذیرش شکست.